creating my own Baskin Robbins store. The day started like any other, with me relaxing on my favorite sofa. My hand was clutching a cool ice-cold cup, while the warm rays of the sun peeked through the window, brightening the surrounding space. The gentle sound of the wind blowing through the leaves in the garden mixed with the sweet scent of the Baskin Robbins ice cream I was enjoying. I spent a long time enjoying the cool, sweet feeling of a spoonful of Baskin Robbins ice cream, when suddenly a lightning idea flashed into my head. It was a bold and exciting thought. Why not create a mini Baskin Robbins store? This idea came like an electric shock, making me put down my ice cream immediately, as if a switch had flipped in my head. When this idea came to me, I felt like I had just discovered a brilliant plan. My imagination suddenly ignited with the image of a colorful mini store, with tiny ice cream counters, mini refrigerators, and exquisitely decorated cakes. I can't wait to get started right away. However, when I started sketching the store in my notebook, it was not as easy as I thought. Every stroke, every detail becomes a challenge. I kept flipping through the pages, trying to imagine and draw ice cream counters, refrigerators, and mini decorations. But instead of the clear and colorful drawings I expected, the page was filled with messy drawings, uneven curves, and notes crowded together. The situation became even more tragic when I accidentally spilled some cream on the page, creating a large stain right in the middle of my sketches. I looked at the cream stain, feeling as if I had just ruined an important part of the project. To deal with this situation, I had no choice but to smile miserably, telling myself, "Just maintain a happy spirit and some ice cream, everything will be fine." I regained my composure and continued working, although the cream stain on the paper made things much funnier. This does not diminish my passion and excitement. On the contrary, it made me realize that even in imperfect situations, creativity and joy can still be found. And with each spoonful of sweet ice cream, I have planned a creative adventure that promises to bring many interesting things in the next chapters of the Mini Baskin Robbins Store project. Once the idea of a mini Baskin Robbins store became clear in my mind, I quickly set about finding the necessary ingredients. However, this task is not as simple as I imagined. Every step in the journey is an adventure, and I am ready to face any challenge to turn my ideas into reality. One fine day, I decided to start my journey at the office supplies store. I think this is the ideal place to find the little items I need for my store concept. Entering the store, I was overwhelmed by a variety of products, from printer paper, pens, to other office supplies. I started moving from shelf to shelf, hoping to find the mini candies and colorful pieces of fabric I needed. I stopped in one section of the store and met a sales associate. It was a woman with serious eyes and a gentle smile. I noticed that she was looking at me suspiciously, as if I was doing something unusual. Really, I understand how she feels, because I was standing among the shelves of office supplies with a determined look on my face, but not holding any list other than a notebook covered in ice cream stains and a sketch of the mini store. I decided to explain clearly to avoid misunderstandings. "Hello, I'm not a kid looking for a toy," I began, trying to keep my voice calm and serious. "Actually, I'm an adult doing an art project. I need mini candies and colorful fabric pieces to build a mini Baskin Robbins store. I hope you can help me find the right items for my project." The salesperson looked at me suspiciously, as if she was trying to determine if I was a crazy person in the world of office supplies. But after a moment of hesitation, she smiled and began leading me to areas that might have the items I needed. She helped me find tiny pieces of fabric in bright colors and appropriately sized storage containers. Although it was somewhat difficult to explain my project, I felt very happy to receive support. I found a few useful items, and even though the salesperson was still a little skeptical about my project, she didn't hesitate to help. I left the store with a bag full of essential items, feeling excited and happy, ready to continue my journey of finding ingredients. The adventure of finding materials was not only an important part of the project process, but also colorful and humorous moments, making me love every step of this creative journey more. Finally, when everything was prepared, I officially entered the implementation phase. At this point, I felt like I was about to embark on a grand adventure in the world of Lego bricks. I started building the mini store frame with tiny bricks, and it felt like I was working in a miniature Lego construction site. The bricks were scattered on the table, along with colorful plans spread around, creating a scene that was both serious and chaotic. The first step is to assemble the basic frame. I tried to stick to exact dimensions to create a solid foundation for the shop. But just when I thought I had completed part of the frame, I discovered that a few of the tiles didn't fit properly. At that moment, I felt like I was running a construction site, only this one was made up of tiny Lego bricks. One beautiful morning, I decided to invite my fictional Lego engineers, that is, my group of friends, to help. When they arrived, I presented the construction plan with enthusiasm, and everyone was willing to participate in the project. However, the construction was not as easy as we thought. We constantly struggle with ill-fitting tiles and misplaced patterns. At one point, we had to dismantle part of the frame to repair it, feeling like we were trying to solve a difficult problem. While the group was focused on their work, one of the friends accidentally dropped the entire shop frame. This resulted in an unspeakable mess, with bricks scattered everywhere, as if a Lego storm had swept through the room. The whole group stood there, looking at the chaotic scene with amazement, then burst into laughter. Laughter rang out, mixed with funny jokes about how we could open an emergency Lego repair service. After cleaning up, we had to start all over again. This not only makes work more stressful, but also brings many humorous moments. I tried to control the situation by pretending I was a professional builder of the Lego world, commanding everyone seriously and somewhat humorously. We went from reassembling the frame to adjusting every little detail to make sure everything was in place. Despite facing many challenges and unforeseen situations, we always maintain a spirit of optimism and humor. Every time a problem arises, we laugh, discuss, and continue working happily. Thanks to coordination and teamwork, our Baskin Robbins mini store framework was finally completed. The bricks were arranged precisely, and the store began to take on a clearer shape. Looking back on the implementation process, I feel satisfied with what I have achieved. Although work did not always go smoothly, humorous moments and support from friends made everything more memorable. We have proven that although building a mini store can be difficult, humor and teamwork are indispensable elements to complete any project. Once my Baskin Robbins mini store started to take shape, I entered the detailed decorating phase. The bricks were assembled perfectly, and now it was time for me to add the little details to make the store lively and inviting. I started attaching small details to the wall and creating mini ice cream stands full of flavors and colors. One of the funniest moments happened when I tried to put a small billboard on the store wall. I carefully chose a sign with a striking slogan and vibrant colors, imagining it would highlight the space. I used glue and carefully aligned the billboard into position. However, as soon as I stood back to see the results, I realized that the billboard was seriously misaligned. Feeling like an electric shock, I stood there with a pen in my hand, biting the finger and trying to think of a way to hide this mistake. I imagined myself as a professional decorative designer struggling with a difficult piece of art. I tried rotating the billboard a bit, moving it back and forth, and even tried to cover up the mistake by placing a few other small items around it. When I couldn't find a perfect fix, I accepted that this deviation could become a unique feature of the store. I imagined that my store might have a deviant decoration tradition that no one understood, and this skewed billboard might be part of that unique style. While I was struggling with the billboard, a friend stopped by to see the progress. When he saw the misleading billboard, he couldn't help but laugh. "Wow, is this your mini Baskin Robbins way of expressing unlimited creativity?" he teased. I could only laugh with him and admit that it looked like we had created a store with a slightly different decor. Just like that, I continued to decorate the mini ice cream stands, and every time I put an item in place, I couldn't help but have a funny moment. Sometimes an ice cream stand looks more like a modern sculpture than a real ice cream stand. I carefully assemble each part, but sometimes the small details are out of place, making everything interesting and different. Although there were a few decorative moments that weren't perfect, they contributed to making the store unique and memorable. Small mistakes and funny situations make the decorating process an integral part of the project. My Baskin Robbins mini store is not only a beautiful model but also the result of humorous moments and endless creativity. Looking back, I feel satisfied and happy with what I did. Every detail, although it may not be perfect, brings a story and a smile. In the end, my mini shop is not just a tiny work of art, but also a testament to the fun and humor in the creative process. When entering the stage of decorating the Baskin Robbins mini store, the feeling of excitement and joy makes every job easier than ever. This is when I can unleash my creativity and make my model lively and attractive. I started by arranging mini Lego bricks into display shelves and tiny toys, all in the style of a Baskin Robbins store. The first thing I did was create colorful display shelves. I chose Lego bricks in all kinds of bright colors to assemble into ice cream display shelves. Each shelf is decorated with smaller Lego bricks, hinting at different ice cream flavors like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. There are times when arranging the bricks makes me feel like I'm participating in an intellectual game, with the pieces constantly changing positions. When I try to put the bricks in the right place, the result is sometimes a weird and unique picture. One of the funniest moments was when I created the cashier counter for the store. I used some small bricks and carefully assembled them to make a cashier counter, and then placed a tiny Lego employee behind the counter. This Lego employee is designed with a big smile, a happy expression, and seems very excited about his work. When I put the Lego staff in place, I couldn't help but laugh when I saw this funny scene. I imagine that this Lego employee is silently greeting customers with unlimited enthusiasm and joy, despite not being able to say a word. At times, I had trouble placing the colorful bricks in the correct position. Sometimes the bricks don't fit together perfectly and create an odd scene, almost a work of modern art. I had to constantly edit and adjust, and each time, the result became part of the store with a special style that only Lego lovers can understand. A friend who visited and watched the store's decoration process couldn't help but laugh when he saw the results. "Wow, this is a piece of modern art I've never seen before," he said. "Only Lego lovers can appreciate its beauty." I can only laugh and admit that my store probably looks like a work of modern art full of color and creativity, and that's what makes me love it. Finally, when every detail was perfected, my Baskin Robbins mini store was not only a beautiful model but also a witness to the fun and humorous creative process. Decorating the store has brought me many happy moments, and I feel satisfied when I see my achievements. Every Lego brick, every small detail, carries with it a story and a smile. Once the Baskin Robbins mini store was complete, I couldn't wait to share the results with friends and family. I invited everyone to come see my model with indescribable excitement. On the day of the appointment, my Baskin Robbins mini house was prepared, displayed right in the middle of the living room, under the best lighting so that every detail was highlighted. When the guests arrived, they were surprised and excited to see the colorful and detailed mini store. First there was surprised silence, then joyful laughter when they realized the funny and creative points in the model. A friend, Min, immediately could not contain his excitement and said with a wide smile, "This is a mini ice cream paradise." The whole Lego world certainly dreams of coming here. There was a memorable moment when my friend, Lynn, pointed at the cashier and commented, "The Lego employee here looks so happy. He looks like he's been waiting all day to welcome guests with the best ice cream." The whole group laughed together at Lynn's witty description, making the atmosphere happier than ever. People began to move around the model, stopping at every little detail, from the mini ice cream stands to the display shelves with tiny toys. They constantly point and compliment, and engage each other in imaginary games, like pretending to be customers in the store or creating funny situations with Lego employees. One of the funniest moments was when I invited everyone to enjoy mini ice cream, tiny candies that I prepared to fit the theme. My friends happily accepted these candies and acted like they were enjoying real ice cream at Baskin Robbins. Another friend, Tung, joked that he felt like a small child in this ice cream shop, as he happily munched on candy and kept making funny stories about imaginary ice cream flavors. A feeling of joy and humor spread throughout the room, making me feel satisfied with my creativity. I know that people not only appreciate the effort and creativity I put in, but also really feel the joy and humor in every detail of the model. This meeting is not only an opportunity to show off achievements, but also an opportunity to share joy and laughter together in a warm and friendly atmosphere. At the end of the session, when everyone was preparing to leave, I felt filled with joy when I heard the compliments and witnessed the bright smiles on the faces of friends and family. This encounter confirmed that the Baskin Robbins mini model is not only an art project, but also a source of joy and connection with those around them. The journey of creating this mini store does not stop at completing the model, but is also part of a meaningful sharing and connection experience. The DIY miniature Baskin Robbins shop house has brought me so much joy and laughter. When I look back at the journey of creating this mini store, I feel like I have entered a world of unlimited creativity. From the first minutes when an idea suddenly flashed in my head to the humorous and stressful moments along the way, every step of the journey has brought me unique and exciting experiences. But I know that my creative journey doesn't stop here. The mini Baskin Robbins house is just the beginning in a series of promising upcoming projects. In the future, I have plans to create other mini stores, from an electronic toy store with tiny devices, to a Lego cafe with tiny tables and chairs. Each new project will be an opportunity for me to continue to explore and express my creativity, while bringing new joy and humor to myself and everyone around me. Every time I complete a new model, I feel excited about the challenges and opportunities that project brings. I hope that through each work, I can continue to create works that are not only visually beautiful, but also bring joy and humor to viewers. Tiny details, unique designs, and creative stories are all important factors that help me connect with people and share the simple and beautiful things in life. I am so grateful that you have always accompanied and supported me in this journey. Your support and feedback is the biggest motivation for me to continue pursuing my passion. Together, we discovered and shared fun and memorable moments. I hope that in the future, we will continue to have opportunities to explore, create, and share more beautiful and fun moments together. Once the Baskin Robbins miniature store was complete, and the get-togethers with friends brought joy and laughter, I couldn't stop thinking about the next ideas. The feeling of success from the previous project motivated me to embark on a new journey, with more challenges and creative opportunities. I decided to start creating a new mini store, this time a mini bookstore. This project is not only a new challenge, but also an opportunity for me to test new techniques and methods in model building. I started by planning every little detail of the bookstore, from the shelves to the mini reading tables. But before I could start, I faced an unexpected problem. I discovered that the materials needed for this project were not as easy to find as I thought. I had to search many stores, from office supply stores to craft stores. Every place I go is a little adventure, with funny questions and situations. One time, I walked into a used toy store where I thought I could find the necessary items. I had to explain to the staff that I was looking for tiny details for an art project, not for a children's toy model. The scene was comical as I stood there with a basket full of tiny items, while the salesperson looked at me with both suspicion and curiosity. In the end, I found some useful ingredients, but couldn't help but laugh when thinking back on that odd situation. Once all the materials were gathered, I started building the mini bookstore. This is the stage where I truly feel like an artist, with every little tile and detail carefully placed to create a tiny yet artistic space. Sometimes, arranging small details becomes a big challenge, and I have to constantly adjust and improve to achieve the best results. One of the funniest challenges was when I tried to create mini books with real covers and spines. I experimented with different ways to make them look detailed, and finally, I found a way to use tiny pieces of paper to create mini books. However, when I look back, they look like the books a Lego publisher would publish, with quirky illustrations and humorous titles. Finally, when the mini bookstore was completed, I invited my friends over to see the results. Their reaction was priceless. They couldn't stop smiling and praising the store's creativity and details. A friend commented that my store looked like a mini book paradise that Lego characters dream about. I feel satisfied and happy when I see smiles and enjoyment on the faces of my friends and family. The challenges and funny moments during this project brought me valuable experiences and many lessons. I've learned that every creative project is not only an opportunity to express yourself, but also a journey filled with joy and humor. I hope that through each work, I can continue to bring joy and humor to people, while discovering and enjoying the beautiful things in life. After completing the mini bookstore, I realized that I not only wanted to create miniature models, but also wanted to share this joy and creativity with the community. The idea of organizing a miniature exhibition to display all my works began to form in my mind. I started with planning the exhibition. Deciding on space, lighting, and how to display the models in a way that stands out was a big challenge. I invite friends, family, and miniature art enthusiasts to attend. I also asked some friends to design small information signs for each model, explaining the idea and the process of creating them. A week before the exhibition day, I was running around preparing everything. It took me all afternoon to arrange the models so that they were impressive. There are times when I have to use humorous tricks to handle small problems. A prime example was when I discovered a Lego cafe model had flipped upside down, leaving all of the Lego employees scattered on the floor. That scene was really funny, as I rushed to fix everything in a panic and couldn't stop laughing at my confusion. Exhibition day arrived, and everything seemed perfect. The atmosphere in the exhibition is very cozy and cheerful. I stood next to my models, ready to answer any questions and share the story of each piece. The visitors were all interested and constantly praised the sophistication and humor in the models. Some people have even suggested ideas for further models I could create, from a mini cookie shop to a Lego play area. One of the most memorable moments in the exhibition was when a young couple came in and realized that my Baskin Robbins store model looked just like their favorite ice cream shop. They even took pictures with the model and sent me a thank you letter afterward, saying that the model had brought them many good memories. The feeling of connecting with people through my works is truly wonderful. At the end of the exhibition day, I felt satisfied and happy with what I had achieved. The exhibition is not only a great way to showcase your work, but also an opportunity to connect with people with similar interests and passions. I find that sharing joy and creativity with the community provides a great source of motivation to continue creating. When it was all over, I stood in front of my house, looked at my models, and felt grateful for this journey. Each model is not only a work of art but also a part of the memories, challenges, and joys I have experienced. I hope that in the future, I can continue to organize more events like this to share my passion and creativity with the world. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Let's continue to explore new ideas, create creative works, and share endless joy from the simple things in life. My creative journey may have no end, but every step is worthwhile and meaningful.